A while back, I made a video called The Progression Problem in DBD. It was a video centered around the very odd concept behavior has that nothing past prestiging your character to level 9 matters to them. For some reason, once you hit prestige 9, you get nothing. No other rewards from 10 to 100. The only thing you get is at 100, your blood webs are always level 50, and that's just boring, to be honest. So boring that many people simply don't see the point in making characters P100 at all, and would rather just put points into whoever they happen to be playing at any given time. After all, it takes an average of 100 million blood points to hit P100. I argued in that video that the progression systems are needed in games like this, where the base game is repetitive and players need a goal to work towards because you can't just rely on fun factors alone for the replayability. That never works out, and it's why every online multiplayer game eventually adds a progression system, because it's good to give your players goals. That being said, I want to redo that video someday. The first time I did it, I just gave vague suggestions, but I have an idea for how I do every level step by step. Until that day, however, let's talk about blood points and the many ways that they can be improved as a whole. Step 1. Uncap blood points! I've seen the DBD community argue over the most benign shit imaginable, complain about core mechanics of the game like scratch marks, or say outlandish shit like Myers is overpowered. But one thing everyone seems to agree on is that the blood point cap is, in unkind terms, fucking stupid. Let's break this down mathematically real quick. A full prestige level for a character averages somewhere between 800,000 and 1.2 million, depending on what rarities of add-ons you are planning to pick up. The most common number in the range being 1 million. So let's, for the sake of simplicity, say it takes 1 million blood points for a full prestige level. Let's also say, for more simplicity, that someone wants to prestige 100 a character and then move on to the next one immediately. That is another 100 million blood points. You gain an average of, say, 35,000 blood points a match, meaning to get to 100 million blood points and get a character to P100 as the average person, no four-man Swift with a bottomless supply of bloody party streamers, no blood rush event, no special event offering, it would take you, the average person, on average, roughly 2,857 matches. Given the average match length is about 10 minutes, because that's what the average match length is, and your total playtime, not counting queues, come out to around 28,570 minutes, or roughly 476 hours of playtime, and again, that's not even counting queue times. Now, of course, no one is just raw dogging 476 hours worth of DBD for one P100 character. Things like dailies, archives, login bonuses, events, and the once-a-month grade reset rewards all probably bring this number somewhere down to around 425-ish hours of playtime, and that's honestly just my assumption. I love you guys, but I'm not going in and trying to figure out how much the average tome gives or what the average time between events are. I'm trying to keep things as simple as I can. So let's just say that the average P100 character takes an even 400 hours to do if we account for bringing some sort of blood point offering every match and all of the additional stuff. This would mean in order to get the 100 million blood points needed to prestige a character on release to P100, you would need to grind out 400 hours of the game every 3 months or so. Now, I have a little over 17,000 hours in the game as of writing this. My first ever match of Dead by Daylight was in October 2022. From October 2022 to current writing time of June 2024, that's 22 months. Take away the 5 months for my 2 hiatuses, and you're left with 17 total months that I've been playing this game nearly every day, and I have 17,000-ish hours, which means roughly 100 hours of playtime per month, give or take, which makes sense because I only stream for roughly 3 to 5 hours of the game a day. So let's just assume the average person plays this for a job like I do, which we all know isn't true. The average person is actually only playing maybe 1 hour a day, an hour and a half, if that. They would have to grind out 4 months to P100 a character day 1 of release. That being coupled with the fact that most chapter releases with 2 characters, and you can kind of see where this is going. The reason I did all this math is because the most common argument I hear for capped blood points, which apparently comes from behavior themselves, is they didn't want people just hoarding blood points and making a character P100 on release. But as we've already established, outside of special cases, that's not mathematically possible. Couple that with the facts that P100 doesn't actually do anything, so reaching it only shows dedication to the character and the game, and also the fact that there are over 70 fucking characters at this point, meaning to P100 all of them, and even get to the point where you'd be hoarding blood points for a hypothetical new character you might not even know who it is yet. It would take over 7 billion blood points, and nobody outside maybe Twisted Visuals is reaching that in any capacity. So please, behavior, stop making my pre-chapter week grind more difficult by forcing me to spend 500k blood points every 2 to 3 days to avoid hitting the cap, and let me just mindlessly grind in preparation. Step 2. Get rid of prestige costs. I don't know where in behavior's mind that the ridiculous 20k level up cost between each prestige is like even remotely necessary, but it is truly one of the most useless roadblocks imaginable. 20k is about 1 match's worth of BP if you have an especially bad match, so all it really does is force me to play 1 more match before I get off for the night, which doesn't make me want to play your game more, it makes me irritated. Get rid of it. Step 3. Allow item selling. Here is the breakdown for each rarity in the Blood Web. Browns are 2,000, yellows are 2.5k, greens are 3.2k, purples are 4k, and Eries are 5k. Now imagine if you could take all of those offerings you've literally never going to use and can sell them for 1/4 of their value, essentially meaning for every 4 brown offerings you toss back to the entity, you get 2k blood points. I think this is a fair trade, and it would give use to the sometimes thousands of offerings and add-ons and items that people just have collecting dust in their collection. Step 4. On the PTB, every single character is P100. I have no idea why behavior makes us spend time dumping blood points in the new characters, or old characters who got updates, just so we can test them. It is, to put it lightly, a massive pain in the ass. It's a waste of time, and sometimes can mean stifling the testing limits of people. And it's not like the PTB is somehow connected to the live servers in anything more than behavior pulling an account snapshot from the past, because all the auric cells, eerie shards, and progress you make during the PTB doesn't matter. That's why during the 7.7.0 PTB, they were able to give everyone 6k auric cells to test the new shop, because once the PTB is over, none of it carries to the live game. So for the love of fuck, please stop making me spend blood points and hunt the world over for the new perks and killer add-ons just so I can test them. And before anyone goes, Kaiser, that's what custom games are for, I will remind you all once again that not only do I have no friends, but also most of my community is console scrubs, and despite my numbers on YouTube, I don't have a big enough active community to reliably do customs. But even if all that weren't true, and I was able to run customs every PTB, not everyone can do that. I'm not only looking out for myself as a content creator, I'm thinking about the better player experience for everyone. And finally, step 5, uncap categories per match. I'm not going to go through all the math again, but if you remember from step 1, the major point in that was that the average DBD match gives around 35k blood points, without any external factors at work. Part of the reason for this is when playing a match of DBD, each of the in-game categories you can gain blood points in is capped at 10k. This normally leads to players capping 1 or 2 of these categories and then getting no more despite doing their objective because they've done too much of one objective for some reason. So I think they should be uncapped. If the gen jockey finishes 4 gens by themselves, why shouldn't they get 20k BP for that? If the healer rescues and heals 8 people, why shouldn't they get more than 10k? If the chaser gets a lot of stuns, you get the point. And this of course would apply to killers as well. Getting good chases, breaking things, and using your power often should let you get tons of points, and I see no reason why anyone would argue this. Some people might say it's to encourage people to engage with every aspect of the game, but I'm willing to bet most players don't even know about the 10k per category cap. Hell, I'm willing to bet most players don't even know that little red bar at the top of the right telling you how much BP each action gave you. And I'm gonna put money that I don't have because I'm broke on the fact that most players don't even know the names of the 4 categories without looking it up because it's something that never crosses their minds. Players, on average, are not sitting there optimizing their BP gain by attempting several different things every game to max out each category. Anyway, so might as well remove the limiter. And that's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully with all these changes, blood points are a little bit more bearable, and I didn't even get into things like blood web improvements because that's not really what this video is about. In any case, let me know what you guys think below. And as always, a great big special thank you to my channel members listed on screen now. If you want to find out how to become a channel member today, get awesome perks like seeing videos early, merch discount codes, and more, then please click that join button down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Can't get enough daily Dead by Daylight content? Then check out my second channel, The Kaiser Extras, where I upload gameplay footage, me reacting to your Dead by Daylight clips, and more. We also have a new short that goes live every single day, so you can catch up on all the greatest clips from stream. We'll see you over there. Link is in the description.